We've got high hopes for this contest with these two fighters. Should be a really good matchup. I'm Todd Grisham, and here with me, my broadcast colleague, it's Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
It's time for our tale of the tape. So it's Lerrone Richards. He's 5'10" tall with a reach of 70 inches. And he'll be facing Patrick the Patriot Rokohl, who's 6'1" tall and weighed in at 175 pounds.
Todd, this is well anticipated. I'm so looking forward to this tear-up. These two are really up for it. You know what? Nobody believes they're going to lose.
It's Lerrone Sniper the Boss Richards. Always comes looking to entertain the crowd. Patrick the Patriot Rokohl, fighting out of Undisputed, Germany.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
The fighters are in the ring. It's time for the official introductions. Here's the Hall of Famer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Surrey, England, a British and Commonwealth super middleweight champion, Lerrone Sniper the Boss Richards. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Germany, here is a European super middleweight champion, the Patriot, Patrick Rokohl.
You can tell both of these fighters are exuding confidence as they touch gloves. And here we go.
Todd, it's one of my favorite venues. You can't get a better place to fight.
No doubt about it. This was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. The straight right just misses. Takes that jab. Perhaps the hottest ticket in town for this fight tonight.
It's so hot, it's so heated. There's a roof on here you don't understand. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're getting under. You're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be hellfire on it.
Punch, counter punch. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. He misses with that straight left. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
It's a flat for the fight. If you've got a dancer out there in front of you, you've got to cut them off. Cut the ring off, make the ring small. Put them on the back foot, put them under pressure.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Good counter punching. Time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. They block the uppercut. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Throws the jab, it doesn't score. Does does well to block that left jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Richards in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Wow, it was like two different leagues.
Get back out there and win the round.
Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good? Good man. Good man.
And what was that? What are you doing? Come on, you're switching on.
3 shots. Keep smart. You're getting your time in already. Right hand's good.
What do we expect to see here in round 2? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Beautiful counter shot. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be honest. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Just missed with that hook. Can't land that jab. The straight right just misses. Should we be surprised if these two fighters go the distance tonight, considering how much they've emphasized their physical fitness? Catch and shoot. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
How about that time counter shot? Nice slip to avoid the jab. And that could be the beginning of the end for Rokohl. Good job trying to back out of trouble.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Beautiful counter punch. It's all offense all the time. Nice counters. He just misses with that jab. Punch and just got countered. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Richards in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
Jab slick. Just keep him on.
Okay, you let him back into the fight that round. That's his round.
Keep doing what you're doing. The gaps will appear. You were smart. You weren't loading up.
And there's the bell for round 3. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
That counter shot lands. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there, and you're letting the shots go. You've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. Do you know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous? That is what writes our history books.
It's bombs away. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This is the kind of fight you expect from two world-class elite middleweights. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Straight right just misses. They're both trying for a knockout. There's a counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Richards in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
Don't worry, that's it. Now breathe. Breathe. Just get your breath.
When you go out, just take the round off, win the round on your jab, and breathe.
There's the bell for round 4. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Don't get trigger happy because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Nice counter shot. You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Holding nothing back here in the round. That jab doesn't score. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Richards in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tables in this next round.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Relax.
Okay, focus, focus. Big, deep breaths. Big, deep breaths.
Set him up, but you'll take him out. He's ready to go. He's absolutely shattered. He's hurt. He's ready.
And there's the bell to start round 5. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Good counter punch. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. That counter punch caught him clean. They exchange punches. Big swing and a miss with the hook. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Got out of the way of that right hook. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Rokohl in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape.
There's a lot on the line here.
Let him back into this.
Nice round. Good round. I like that. I'm happy. The jab's working.
What are you doing? You switched off completely. You've been coasting this fight.
Stay focused. Don't let him back into the fight. Great round.
Kid, what are you doing?
There's the bell to start round 6. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
The That jab doesn't score. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you can't think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little fake with him, pickpocket him.
His stamina is off the charts. Nice counter shot. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
A perfect counter lands. Stamina is off the charts. Incredible work rate. That uppercut misses. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Those counter punches have to hurt. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. His stamina is off the charts. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Richards in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
You cannot gas out. If you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight, you have no excuse for gassing out.
Listen, you've switched off. What are you doing?
I'm not sticking a few body shots in there. Vary it up a little bit so he can't figure you out.
Here we go. It's round 7. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, Johnny.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Matt put Misses. And it's lights out. That will do it. What a knockout win. We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
A shot from the gods took him out.
Are you okay? You're out.
It happened. You saw it here live. A knockout win. Congratulations.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.